Welcome back. This is part 2 of the free application for federal student aid lesson here on the Degree with No Debt Online Accelerator, sponsored by Caps and Gowns University. All right, so you've made it through part 1. You've seen the live demonstration, and you should be equipped to be able to do this on your own. Honestly, it ain't that deep, but if it is, please do not hesitate to reach out. My team and I will correspond with you so that you have all that you need. Now, part 2 is going to be a little less extensive, but the information that I want to share with you is vital. Some of it may be reiterated from part 1, but I want to ensure you that this is not something that you want to skip. Don't skip this lesson. Don't skip this part of the process because you are setting yourself up to borrow student loans. So after completing the FAFSA, the 10 schools that you put on your list will be able to view your financial information and then be able to rightly award you or give you the funds that you quote unquote qualify for. Now, the types of funds that you will commonly see are grants and loans, okay? I can guarantee you that everyone who applies for the FAFSA is going to get offered a loan, but simply know that it's just an offer. I'm going to have a whole lesson all about your award letter, and we'll get extensively into that, but I want to tell you the different types of awards that the FAFSA may offer you, okay? There are loans and there are grants, okay? Now, the most common types of loans that you'll see are subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Now, the difference between the two is that the subsidized loans do not incur interest until after the student stops attending the institution or graduates. The unsubsidized is the exact opposite, whereas the interest begins to accrue immediately when the student presses accept on the loans. Now, of course, we don't want to borrow loans at all, but I want you to be informed. The second type of award that you will commonly see are called grants. Grants, in most cases, do not incur debt. Now, there are some grants, including ones that you may get from the Department of Education or the FAFSA, that will have a stipulation that you must adhere to in order for that award to stay a grant. And this is common for other organizations as well. So be sure that if you are awarded a grant from the federal government, a scholarship, a grant from anywhere, that you understand the stipulations that you are agreeing to in order to fulfill this grant and keep the money so that it doesn't become a loan, because that happens, unfortunately. I've encountered it while working in the industry, specifically in financial aid, to where a student did not uphold a GPA and they lost the award, or they didn't successfully complete the amount of courses that was needed to continue on with this grant, or they didn't choose the right field of study. There are stipulations for these types of awards in some cases. And so I don't want you to be ignorant of these stipulations and wind up losing the award, or even worse, having to pay it back. There's a section all about this in Caps and Gowns, All Smiles, No Frowns, The Keys to Earning a Debt-Free Degree, which you should have a copy of. Please read the book. It'll change your life. Now let's go back so that you can understand how this process goes. The FAFSA is to report your financial information. And as you can imagine, not everyone's financial standpoint stays consistent. So in the event that there is a drastic change or any change in your finances within your household, you want to ensure that the school that you are applying to understands and knows that there has been a significant change in your finances. Does that make sense? In a nutshell, what you're going to have to do is appeal your FAFSA. Now, how you would do this is that you would contact the Office of Financial Aid at that institution directly and ask them about the appeal process that they have for it. More than likely, you're going to have to write some sort of letter that outlines the change in your financial standpoint. Now, it is to your advantage to be well documented when you are preparing this letter if it applies. If there is, for example, someone in the household who gets ill or has an injury and is not able to go to work, that will take a toll on someone's finances. And so when you explain that in the letter, if you have documentation from the hospital or documentation from the person's employer, if that applies to you, you want to be able to put that within the letter, show copies of that within the letter so that the financial aid office can make what's called a professional judgment. If there are any significant changes in your finances that is not reflected on your FAFSA application, because when you do the FAFSA, as you saw, you're going to have to report your financial information or your tax information from the prior year, okay? And so, if there are any changes, do not hesitate to contact the Office of Financial Aid. They are not going to come checking for you, okay? They're going to push you through and try to get you out the way because they've got 10,000 other things to do. I'm just telling you what it is. So you must be proactive. When you speak to these people, okay, ensure that you are talking to the right person. Your child may be, or you as the student may be assigned to a specific person. Hold them accountable. Never speak to anybody on these college campuses about something this severe without understanding what you are talking about, understanding what they're telling you, and most importantly, knowing who you're talking to so that you can hold people accountable. Unfortunately, there are times where things get missed and overlooked, and you know who it comes back to bite. It doesn't come back to bite them. It comes back to bite you. So ensure that you know who you're speaking with. I also encourage emailing them so that there is a formal paper trail, documentation that shows that there is some sort of correspondence going on regarding this. Do not wait. This is not a passive thing. This is a contact sport. Okay? You got to get active. And so if this applies to you, be sure to reach out as soon as possible to the Office of Financial Aid so that you can find out how to appeal your FAFSA application. And this could be for any year, right? Your finances may change from freshman to sophomore, from sophomore to junior, and so forth. If it changes again and again and again, keep reaching out. Please make sure that you are reaching out to them to find out how you can appeal it so that you can be rightly awarded. The FAFSA application is the sole determining factor of how much funds you will get from the Department of Education and sometimes the school itself. So this is not something that you can take lightly. You must do the FAFSA and most importantly, do it the right way. Okay? The next thing that I want to tell you is that in the video of the live demonstration, you heard me talk about things that do not need to be reported. Okay? Do not over-report. Okay? If it does not ask for it, then don't report it. Do you hear me? If it does not require you to report it, don't overshare, okay? They already have enough of your information. Another thing that I want to put on your radar is that there are times where the Office of Financial Aid may select you for what's called verification. And what that simply means is that they want to verify your financial information from a prior year. Why they do this? Well, it's simply to verify so that you can be awarded rightly. Who they do it to? As far as I know, it could be a random selection. But even if it does, it's not a testament to your character or anything like that. Don't sweat it. Whatever they ask you to report, it's probably a prior tax year tax return. Just report it and do it quickly. Do not wait. If you are applying to a school, you've done the FAFSA, you've pressed submit, right? And you have not gotten an award letter within a certain time frame, I think 2 months is probably, okay. If it's before December, give them about 2 months. But if it's after February, I need you to be calling every week, okay? At least once a week, because we can't wait. This is the determining factor on how we will spend the next 4 years based off of what we can afford. So do not, again, I repeat, do not be lackadaisical about this. Be sure that you get it in. Be sure that you're holding them accountable. Be sure that you're getting the right awards. Because, again, this is the sole determining factor on how much you're getting from the Department of Education and sometimes the school itself. Now, I may have said this before, but I'm going to say it again. You are going to get offered student loans, but understand that it's just an offer. And I don't care how they twist it. I don't care how they flip it. I don't care how they turn it. I've even seen institutions offer a Parent Plus loan on a student's award letter, which is, in my opinion, predatory, okay? Because they want you to sign up. You got to understand that you are the stakeholder and they want you. You are the prize and they want you. And sometimes there are institutions that will do and say whatever it takes to get you to buy in. Especially when it comes to paying for school. They want you to make a mindless decision. Understand that if you get offered loans, it's just an offer. It's simply asking, hey, do you want to go play basketball later? And you can simply say, no, I don't like basketball. Okay? Or however you want to twist it and turn it. It's just an offer and you don't have to take it. One thing that I'll say quickly before I close out this session and give you your homework is that punctuality when completing the FAFSA is vital. You heard it in my live demonstration, but I want to reiterate it just in case you skipped around a little bit. It is vital that you are punctual with this process. The funds that we want from the FAFSA are first come, first served. Now, this is a very, very slim chance that it will happen, but in the event that an institution runs out of their allotted debt-free funds from the federal government, it's going to come down to who completed the application first. So my encouragement to you is to complete the application as close to its opening date as possible. As of this recording, which is November 2023, the FAFSA application opens for the following academic year. It opens for the following academic year. So here's an example. This academic year is 2023-2024. But on December the 1st, 2023, the application for 24-25 will open. Or in other words, the upcoming fall semester. Not this one we're currently in, but the upcoming fall semester. I know it seems like it's early, but you have to understand that there are millions of students doing this at one time. So I don't want you to miss out on the potential to have funds or the potential to get funds elsewhere by waiting to do this application. Do not wait. Be as close to the opening date as possible for the following year and every year. Remember, you got to do the FAFSA every single year you're in school, unless you just got cash. And even if you do just got cash, right? I don't want you to leave money on the table. Do the FAFSA every single year. All right. This is the end of the FAFSA lesson. Now, here's your homework. I need you to complete the FAFSA application. Okay? Complete the FAFSA application. You should already have your top 10 schools. So when you get to that part in the application, you can just input them right there. Complete the FAFSA application. And most importantly, be sure to press submit. Don't get all the way to the end. Verify it and don't press submit. Press submit. If you do not get a confirmation email, you didn't press submit. Check your spam, whatever. If you didn't get it, you didn't press submit, okay? If you make changes, if you input a different school and take one off, or if you have to change some information, you come back and do it, make sure that you press submit again because it's making a change. If you make any changes or updates to your FAFSA application, make sure that you resubmit it. And I would even go as far, depending on where you are in the timeline, if you're getting closer to the end of your senior year or so, when you press submit, I want you to follow up with the schools that you know are supposed to get that application and make sure that they got it. This is not a passive thing. It's a contact sport. I need you to get off the sidelines and get in the game. All right, that's enough of that. We're getting ready to close this lesson out, and I sincerely hope that you've learned something. My name is Jordan Green-Ellis again. I want to commend you for taking this next step on your debt-free degree journey. I'm signing out, but I'll see you in the next one.